Studying abroad is not just about academia, jobs, and careers, but much more, like being independent, personality development, making friends globally, learning about different cultures, traveling, and many more enriching, unforgettable experiences. Hook on to our episodes of Student Spotlight and get fruitful insights about our students who share their beautiful journeys with you. Today's episode, we have Ishita from Pune, who is completing her bachelor's in economics from King's College London. She interned with KPMG and NSE while studying her bachelor's. She's also the current president at KCL Hindu Society, and she's very passionate about her role. Let's hear about her story.
I'm from Pune. I did my 10th grade and 12th from Pune. So I did ICC till 10th at Bishop's Court School, Kalyani Nagar. And then I did IB from Indus, Pune. I think because I did IB, the switch from school to university wasn't that hard for me. I think take help from any counselors while applying for my undergrad. I did most of my application, everything by myself. I did take advice from my seniors who've done applications before. That hard of a journey to get into undergrad. Yeah.
Okay, nice. How were your grades like?
So in IB, I would say till 10th, I used to be a nerd. I used to study so much. I got a 98% in ICC. But I was always into sports and extracurriculars. So I did sort of take my time to, indulge into everything I wanted in 11th and 12th. Of course, 12th was all online because of COVID.
Okay.
But in 11th, I had the time of my life. I used to sleep only 4 hours a day because I wanted to cover academics, obviously, because I wanted to apply abroad, but also not miss out on sports or activities. I also sing. So
nice.
yeah, I wanted to balance everything out, not miss out on any opportunity that I get. And that is what I did in my 3 years of undergrad in London as well, I would say. But my predicted in IB was 42, but my actual score was 39. We didn't have exams, so it did impact my grade in that way.
By any chance, do you remember your scores in
the different subjects? So I took maths analysis and approaches higher level. I got a 6 out of 7. Economics at higher level, 6 out of 7. Chemistry at higher level, 7 on 7. Biology standard level, 6. Spanish standard level 6, English standard level 6.
Good, you remember. So you were more of chemistry, biology than why economics? So
till 10th, I did pure math science. Parents really want me to do medicine because I was really smart in school. But I did not really feel that, I wanted to be a doctor ever. To be honest, I had no idea about economics. And it was a big risk. That I was, okay, I want to do economics now. I liked math always.
Right.
So then I was like, let's try economics. And in IB, when I did take on economics for the first time, I was really into it. I loved this subject. It was also big from the sciences because I didn't think I wanted to do anything ahead in sciences. And also, I think I've always been inclined towards the social sciences. Maybe because my parents are also into those kind of fields. So economics was applying my knowledge to a social science and helping, even in my economics undergrad, I did take a lot of electives which were inclined towards that side of economics, development economics, race and capitalism. So I think I've always had that inclination, economic policy making.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. And then I was like, okay, yes, this is one subject. I know I haven't done it before, but I can make a career probably because I was still very confused about what I want to do in life.
Correct.
And I would say I took the leap of faith and I'm happy I did it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. That's good. So which all universities did you apply for?
In the UK, I applied LSE, King, City, UCL and Cambridge. Out of that, I only got offers from King's and City. I chose King's, of course. LSE was always my dream school, but I didn't get in. And in the US, I applied to UCLA, UCLC, NYU as well. So I wanted to always I think when I was applying to universities, I did focus on the city because I knew that I have to spend 3 or 4 years in that city. So I need to have a good time living there as well. I got into UCLA, UCSD.
Okay,
I got rejected from NYU. I also applied Canada, UBC. I got into Canada, UBC as well, but I didn't choose to go there.
So why UK better chances?
So before starting my 11th grade, my parents and we did a trip to the UK to just have a look at all universities.
Okay.
But I haven't really traveled to the US ever. So I think I always had this comfort zone in the UK because I'd come here before, seen everything. Secondly, obviously, it's just one flight, a one night journey 8 hours away from home.
Right.
So my parents and I, we were like, okay, it's not that bad, not that
Right.
far away.
Right.
And US is obviously double that distance.
Right.
I think I've always also been inclined towards the British culture than the American culture. So that was also a factor in my head.
Nice. You mentioned about extracurricular activities while you were studying like your A levels.
IB, yes. Yeah.
So can you throw some light on that?
I studied piano for a bit in school. I was also always into music. So I sing, I still sing. I've recorded like original songs and everything throughout. They're on Apple Music and everything. So I've always been into that. I did that in IB a lot. I was also on the girls football team and we went to tournaments and everything. Like we won like IB Nationals and Eagle Cup, like a lot of things. So I used to play football every single day. Other than that, I was sports captain at school. I've always been a prefect throughout school. So I do like taking on leadership roles. Right. And I like even at King's, whenever I got the opportunity, I did take on leadership roles. So I was student representative for BSc Economics, second year, third year. And I'm also president for KCL Hindu Society now. Yeah, I've always liked to take on leadership roles in that way. I think I like to have a balance, like academics and sports and extracurriculars. It just,
Is that happening with Kings right
now?
now?
Definitely. I think I did get rejected from LSE, right? Because it was always my dream school, I was a bit upset. But then after coming to London and studying at King's, and now after having done 3 years of my undergrad at King's, I don't regret it for a single moment. And I do never feel sad that I didn't get into LSE because I had such a good time. I made such good friends. I've had so many like amazing memories. I think the community at King's is very supportive of each other. Obviously, it's a very diverse community. Like I think people from each part of the world. Like, I've never met a person from Turkmenistan. I have 2 friends from Turkmenistan now. So like it's really crazy. And it's like group work or projects or anything. Like even if it's individual work, people are so supportive. Like, oh bro, there's a submission tomorrow. Like, have you done it? Let's discuss and like work on it. Like, they will just come by themselves to you and like try to, basically, push each other in that sense. So I feel a lot of like, top universities, there's competition, but then there needs to be a healthy competition. So I think I found it at King's that it's not like jealousy. There's no jealousy. There's no backstabbing. It's like you push each other for the best. So I really loved it at King's. Plus, our SU is really active. We have over 300 societies. I think like there's so much scope for not just academics. Because let's be honest, in London, when you're studying undergrad, you have loads of free time on your hand. So, better like rather than just sitting at home and wasting time, I think I found a really good way of like spending my time with Hindu Society and all the things that we do. We do a lot of social activities. Like I don't think a lot of people know about things that Hindu societies do across the UK, but we do loads of stuff. Like, we have this show called Jhalak every year. This is the 31st year we did Jhalak. Nice. We raise funds for charity and we send it back home to India. It was so there were 150 participants and around 600 people in the audience who came to watch the show, including the president and principal of King's College London, the dean, everybody. So it's really recognized.
That's nice. Tell me about academics. How is King's or how is your course academically?
I would say because I did IB and IB is so rigorous. When I came to university, like I have so much time on my hands. So I would say, yes, basic economics is quite academically rigorous because also it's a course at King's. It's offered by 2 departments, King's Business School and Department of Political Economy. So it's like a blend of both. Like there's actual business like side to it, which is finance related, but there's also a very huge like humanities, social science aspect to it. Of course, it is mathematically rigorous, like our core modules like micro, macro, econometrics and all of that, but also I have a wide variety of options to choose from the Department of Political Economy because economics is closely related to history and politics. So I did get a good blend of both. In terms of time allocation, I would say school time is really less. I would say 8 to 10 hours max. But obviously there's a lot of self-studying that goes in because in classroom there's barely anything that you have to apply your own a lot of times. Plus coursework and assignments. But still, other than that as well, if you give like 2 marks every day, it's enough. And even if you don't do it on weekends, like maybe 10 hours a week, other than university, it's more than enough for like scoring really well. I have maintained So in first year, I had a first throughout. Second year, 2-1, but I've not fallen below 2-1. So I'm happy with that score. I think that's like basic requirement for any top university for masters as well. So I kept that in mind because obviously I wanted to give time to extracurriculars because I can't do without that. Right. So other than that, I was very occupied with the society.
Did you, while doing all this, right, studying plus managing the society work, did you work anywhere? Did you intern?
I did not do part-time during term time, but every summer I did intern. In my first year, I interned at KPMG. But I was a first year, so obviously I was just a trainee in the government and public sector in Mumbai. Then in my second year, I worked at the National Stock Exchange of India.
Okay.
Again, I was working under the chief economist in the Economic Policy Research Department.
Oh, wonderful.
It was mostly research work though, but it was really close to my degree, so it was quite interesting. And of course, third year, I've applied internships and I've also applied masters. Okay. So let's see.
Right. So you're not planning to work full time. You just want to get on to masters, get done with it, and then.
I think right after bachelor's, I'm still in like the study zone. So I want to do masters, but of course, I've only applied to. I think it made more sense to apply to universities that are one step higher than King. So I chose like Oxford and of course LSE Imperial also because they're equally valuable. If not that, then my backup is working back home in India, in Mumbai. I have applied to consultancies, banks. Okay. So waiting for the replies.
So either here or either you get into the top unis that you applied for. May I ask what course have you applied for?
I've applied for financial economics.
Okay.
Yes.
In all the four?
All of them. Yeah. So Oxford have applied MSc Financial Economics, Said Business School. LSE have applied 2 courses, Finance and Private Equity and Finance and Economics.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think those are like the ones which are direct, like after BSc Economics, those sort of seem like the right path to go.
Right.
Because I would still argue that I don't know what I want to do. And I think most students my age are in that zone right now, especially because there's so much flexibility. Like economics, I can literally go into any field I want to. So there's so many doors open, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, because there's so many options and you're more confused about what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I have also seen a trend with a lot of British students. I interview them as well. So there is again a trend of changing fields after 3 to 5 years, and that's okay.
That's of course,
right? Because you gain a lot of transferable skills.
Yes.
And when you're studying undergrad or masters, of course, you learn substantial content.
Yes.
But nowadays, a lot of content is available through online courses. It's not a challenge to learn. But what is a challenge is when you get into a good university, a top university, you challenge yourself to be on the top of that university as well, right? So that's a good experience. But I'm sure, like you mentioned, still not sure what you want to do ahead. Yes. You're just going by the faith, what you have that, you'll pursue. But I think it's okay, right? 4 or 5 years down the line.
I think every student, like every individual goes through this. And honestly, you never know when you'll find your calling. Yeah. People find their calling at 40, so it's fine. It's just figure it out.
It's nice. So tell me something more about how your personal life apart from studies is. Where do you live? How much do you spend generally, so the students would know how to budget?
Right. Since first year, I've been living in an apartment with 2 of my friends. So both of them, all 3 of us studied at the same school, Indus Pune. And luckily, all 3 of us came to London. Wow. So it's been an amazing journey. All 3 years we've lived together. It's like home for me now, in the same place as well. Yeah, it's been very comfortable by God's grace. I'm very lucky in that way. Expenditure wise, so for the rent, it is 1125 per week, divide by 3. So quite convenient for me because student accoms in London are so expensive. I will say I'm lucky in that way. Of course, food expenditure in London is crazy. So I think I end up spending around 500 to 600 on food. Because I'm also a foodie. I love going out. I'm not a good cook, so I have to order in a lot or go out. And then other than that, transport, I think around 400. I can't stay at home. Like I'm an outgoing person, so I do end up going doing activities like, I'll go F1, I'll go karting, something. So then entertainment wise, I think I spend 400, 500.
So say around about 2,000.
I think I try to keep it 1,500.
Any advices you would want to give to students who are applying for undergrad or masters from India? You can just anything that you think that you did differently to others and you got successful, or you could have done something better than what you did
So while I was applying for undergrad, I did not take help from counselors. And although our school had counselors, I think counselors want you to apply like safety choices so that you get in, like you have a more like, oh, you're getting offers at least. But I did take risks. I applied Cambridge. I applied Harvard as well. Although I got rejected, I still wanted to apply. If I wouldn't have taken the risk, maybe I wouldn't have applied to King's also. Who knows? So then taking risk is fine. Like try to aim higher. Like I said, focus that you have to live there. So try to see if you can live in a city which is maybe on the outskirts. If yes, then obviously go for it. But I think for me, because I've lived all my life in Mumbai or Pune, I wanted like city which like a little bit hustle bustle. I didn't want it to be very quiet and slow. So that's why I think even like LA was also a good option, but I chose London because I didn't apply to a lot of like outskirts universities in the US or the UK either. Also, I think for Indians, food is really important. Like we do miss Indian food after a point.
Absolutely.
So I also kept that in mind that, oh, I need to be somewhere that I can procure Indian food somehow. So that.
You have what, Brick Lane quite close to you.
Yeah, like you have East Ham. So there's a temple in East Ham which is like a direct line from my house. So then I go there, Sarvana Bhavan is there. It's a trip for me. Go to the mandir, eat Indian food, come back home. Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't have relatives in London. Like a lot of people do. But I think because I lived with my friends, they've just become family now. So I think friends are really important.
Right.
If you're living abroad away from family, like build a good friend circle, stick to them, like just
you need that, right? You're first generation here, right? So you have to start everything from scratch. If you were to go back in time and change something, right, 2-3 years, if you go back, would you change something? Or you're happy with where you are?
I think I'm a very big believer of whatever happens for the best. Like literally, sarvasyapi bhavatetu. I really think so. Because when I didn't get an LSE, I was really sad because that was my dream school. I don't think I'd be this happy and content with my undergrad if I weren't in King's.
If you were to define your journey in one word or a sentence, so far, what would that be?
I think, like I said, whatever happens for the best. Yeah.
Nice.
So I believe in, everything happens for the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, quite an interesting story. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of TSS. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure of sharing it with other students and leave us a comment. Your feedback helps us continue to provide valuable content to students everywhere. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world around you. Thank you.